What's up everybody, VB here bringing you some Gotham City Impostors gameplay, and in brightest day through Gotham's night, no evil shall escape my sights. All those who embrace a mighty's flight, beware my parrots, VB strikes! Now be honest with me people, was that a little bit too much, a little bit nerdy? I don't know, it felt just right to me. Plagiarism aside, in this week's video we're going to be looking at those brand new community challenges, and there's a bit of diversity this week. I think there's something for everyone, from those who like to rely on their hit and run classes, to those who want to show off a bit with their grappling hook skills. After we've been through those challenges, I'm also going to be talking not necessarily about loadouts this week, but more about mentality and attitude, because if you're going to go for some of the challenges this week, you really need to think about what you're doing, as opposed to relying on firepower to see you through. But before we kick things off, just to let you know in the background, there is a game of TDM being played on Arkham Asylum, with me using the two weapons available this week for you to earn new camo for. Speaking of which, we better press on and give you all the details you need this week in order to bag yourself some fancy new goodies, or just to generally be a boss. Now there's only 4 challenges this week, and there is actually only 4 challenges in total, because all the rest that have overlapped, they've actually gone now. I did say in the last video to make the most of them before they disappeared. But anyway, those challenges all share the same deadline, and that is Friday the 12th of October. Kicking things off, you've got a community challenge called Reach Out and Touch Someone that was suggested by It's Or Luck. A very relevant username considering this week's challenge, because you're going to need a lot of it and a considerable amount of opportunity as well. Because if you kill 10 foes with your grappling gun, you're going to bag yourself 4000 XP and 10 costume coins. It's a repeatable challenge, but I can't even see doing that once, let alone twice. Next up is the calling card and camo challenges, which considering the amount of alliteration that was going off there, I'm quite surprised it didn't bodge up the sentence. Yay, personal achievement! But anyway, before we go through them, just so that you know, similar to last week and the week before and the amount of other times I've mentioned it, if you've already got the stuff on show, don't bother going for the challenges again, because you're not going to get anything extra for them. So this week the Snowflake camo is available for the Persuader shotgun, and if you slap that on a hit and run class and take out 200 foes, you're going to bag yourself that paint job. But this is the point where my heart misses a beat, I get all butterflies in my stomach, and I become slightly aroused, because this week's kitty camo is for the boarding party. Ah, j'adore the boarding party. Anyway, if you deal 50,000 points of damage with the boarding party, you're going to bag yourself that elusive kitty paint job. And finally, there is a calling card to earn, which looks like this. Pzoom! That's right, I'm a human sound effects machine. And if you play 50 rounds of any match type, you're going to bag yourself that calling card too. As you can see by going through the challenges this week, things are a little bit different loadout wise, and this is why I want to focus more on mentality than loadout. Because with things such as the grapple kills, and with the boarding party damage, it's obvious you ain't gonna just run around and run and gun. Unless you actually are going for the Persuader camo, in that case that's pretty much your only plan of attack. But when it comes to getting kills with a grapple gun, and I suppose to an extent, even though it's not focused on this week's challenges, getting kills with a boarding party, you can't just charge around and do it. You've got to accept the fact that a lot of the time it's going to be coincidental, it's going to be a matter of opportunity. Because the grapple gun is never meant to be used as a main primary weapon. It's only through a lot of hard work that some people can use it really effectively and rack up some pretty nasty kill streaks because they've bossed people with the grappling gun. It's kind of the same with getting kills with the boarding party, even though it's not considered in this week's challenges. But getting kills with the boarding party is very, very rare, unless you're sort of picking off people that are very low on health, or spamming the gun against people that are AFK. But regardless of the odd kill I do get with the boarding party, I've realised it's an assist machine, and I've got to treat it that way, or else I'm not going to get any results with it at all. So my plan of attack usually is to keep my distance, fire off the boarding party, let someone else do the dirty work, or alternately, once I've launched off a parrot, if I've got a decent long range secondary, so maybe the bear stalker, a sniper rifle, or alternatively if I've got the huntsman or the partisan, I can pick them off at a distance and it makes the most of the distraction that the parrots provide. Now the challenge this week to earn kitty camo, like I said, is focused on the damage dealing capabilities of the boarding party. It's nothing to do with getting kills, so this week you want to make a class that is focused entirely on helping your teammates. So the boarding party can let loose in very open areas, provide a distraction for your teammates so they can pick them off, and while you're at it you might as well whack on some targeting goggles, throw down some motion sensors, again giving people on your team the opportunity to see where the enemies are and take them out for you, and again you'll still get points for it. I've seen people go to ridiculous heights score wise because they've been helping out the team by tagging and also basically distracting the enemies. So when it comes to making a loadout for this week, I think the ball's more in your court than it is mine, because it's down to your own preference. This week my loadout is mainly focused on the community challenges, so I'm using the Persuader with the BO sniffer or extended mags, just so it gives me a bit more time if I do get into any firefights, and I don't have to reload like halfway through and get absolutely decimated by a mighty with a jackhammer. I've also got the boarding party on there obviously, and I've also got the grappling gun. I'm using a light body type as well, so I move a bit quicker. And again, that's pretty much it. It's down to your own preference. The only two things I would stress is, again, consider the mentality you're going into the game with. You can't be aggressive with the boarding party. You've got to realise you're going to get a lot of assists and not many kills. But again, you're after damage, not deaths this week. The other thing I'd probably stress is make sure you consider running rummy at some point or another. The amount of people I've made rage quit because I've fired a parrot off in the face 16 times consecutively does indicate people seem to be forgetting the simple fun fact rummy, which means you don't get hit by parrots at all. I'm just suggesting it at the end of the day. However, if you do think of an effective loadout and you want to share it, feel free to post it in the comments below. But other than that, I'm going to wrap things up for this video, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, but you know the drill by now, people, don't you? Don't forget to keep up the GGs, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.